Hello, my friends. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Attorney Session Reacts. I'm your host, Attorney Marcus Session. So, I'm going to play a short clip. We all know what happened with Donald Trump. We all know what's going on with him and President Zelensky of the Ukraine. How the president and the vice president sort of ambushed him, and everything centers around a minerals deal that they want the Ukrainian president to sign. So we're gonna I'm gonna show some clips of what happened with their interaction in the Oval Office. Then I'm gonna discuss some things, and not the traditional route. I'm gonna discuss why a country should not give up rights to their minerals, why a country should not give up their mineral rights.
Yeah. Woo. You need reactions and be ready in a second. Want the lower baby court is now in session. Yeah. You need reactions and be ready in a second. Want the lower baby court is now in session. Let's go.
So, Russia is the big bully in this situation, trying to overtake and gain control of the Ukraine for strategic purposes, right? And also for their minerals, right? So there's a lot of things they want from this tiny nation, right? So Donald Trump has proposed a plan. He pretty much told President Zelensky, if you want to continue to have our protection and if you want to end the war, you will make a minerals deal with us, the United States, that will give our corporations the right to go in and extract all of their precious minerals to be able to use for our economic gain and our advantage.
Really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014 and
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you. But you have nice ocean, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's exactly
Remember
what
this.
you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about
it. From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
Playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Well, I'm going to just lay it out there plain, damn simple. No country who's ever given up their mineral rights have ever been well off after the fact. Look at every single African nation. The Middle Easterns kept their minerals, they kept their oil, and they continue to prosper till this day. So, when the president is threatening to withdraw power, support resources, weapons, which, wherever you sit on either side of the aisle, there's many that agree that we shouldn't be as much involved in the Ukraine as we are with all the money and resources we have going out as a nation, right? So the pros to the Ukraine, the pros of this deal, this minerals deal that the president is proposing, the deal could attract substantial U.S. investment into the Ukraine. And I'm reading from my notes here because I actually did make notes. And I did do some research. I always do some damn research, The Ukraine's mining sector potentially boosting the economy and creating jobs in the Ukraine from these companies coming in and mining their resources, right? The deterrence factor, the presence of the U.S. will deter natural enemies of the Ukraine. In theory, this is all a damn theory shit. I mean, the cons, sovereign concerns, right? So when you cede control of many of your natural resources to a foreign nation, then your sovereign authority to rule your country and decide which laws to implement and how to govern the people, because you're going to have a big influence from another nation, a more powerful nation in your country. So you kind of give up some of that sovereign authority and that sovereign rule. And I don't think any country wants to do that. I don't think any president or prime minister wants to do something like that. The public opposition, right? The public opposition, the opposition from the Ukrainian people, right? There could be some conflict right there. Insufficient security guarantees. There's no guarantee that the United States will be able to protect the Ukraine fully and completely, right? And so it looks like a bad damn deal here to me. So the pros for the United States, resource acquisition, gaining access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals it would reduce U.S. dependence on other suppliers for those minerals, right? And you're pretty much holding the protection of the country at ransom until they make a deal with you, right? So diplomatic achievement, the U.S. will feel that they or we have achieved uh, what we wanted in terms of diplomacy, in terms of strategic advantage in that part of the world, having control of the Ukraine kind of centers us up, kind of centers the U.S. in the middle of Europe, right, where they have a strategic advantage economically, from a military standpoint, all of the above. So the U.S. gains a lot in this deal. One of the main cons for the U.S. is, of course, extended commitment. The United States of America is always committed in terms of resources, military, to several other countries throughout the world. And this will increase our commitment to another country. And of course, the president says this is going to boost the American economy, this deal, but we're still going to be driving resources over there in terms of mining and our corporations going over there. So resources are going to be pumped into the Ukrainian economy as opposed to domestically here back at home, right? So those are some things to consider. At the end of the day, who the fuck wants to give up control of their country? Who wants to do that, especially to the United States of America? Now, I'm a proud American. I'm not proud of certain positions we've taken politically in recent times, but I am an American. I swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America when I became licensed as an attorney, and I stick true to that oath, right? But I will not stand here and side with an injustice that's being done. You don't bring a man into the most coveted office on the planet, the Oval Office, and proceed to freaking ambush him and bully the dude. I mean, that's not professional to say the least, right? Tell the dude that he has no cards, he is in no position to bargain. What kind of shit is that? So we make ourselves look bad on the world stage when we do shit like that, right? We make ourselves look like arrogant, egotistical pricks when we set ourselves on the world stage and belittle others, right? So I don't know if I'm Zelensky, I might run to the Chinese for help. Who knows? But they're going to extract his resources as well. So it's a bad deal either way you look at it. Maybe for this gentleman, it's actually picking the lesser of both evils, right? Or the lesser of two evils. Who knows? But I guess we'll find out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe button. Leave your comments. I love interacting with you guys. Until next time, take it easy, my friends.
Let's go.